population of our country, but most importantly for those who've served us as veterans in the military. Last night, the Senate agreed to significant legislation on three fronts to make the VA better and more responsive to our veterans. Ranking Member Tester and I have spent the entire year working towards making sure we dealt with the needs the VA had, so that all these stories we've seen on the front page of papers, stories about there being unsafe conditions, stories about people being mistreated, stories about people having to wait so long for their appointments. We wanted to put an end to all this, and we've given the Secretary the tools to do exactly that. In fact, I was telling the ranking member, this is called the No Excuses Day. Secretary Shulkin will have no excuses for any mistake to be made, because every tool he needs in his toolbox to see to it that the Veterans Administration is responsive to the veterans of the United States of America passed in this House, in this Senate, and passed in the House. 6 major bills in the first 7 months of this year, a remarkable achievement, a testimony to teamwork, to staff, and to the leadership of the Republican and the Democratic parties. The majority and minority leader of this Senate made it possible for that to happen last night, and I'm eternally grateful to both of them for their support and their help. I'm not going to read all the names of the staff now because I know we're in limited time, but I want to enter for the record and ask unanimous consent to enter for the record every staff member that has served the VA committee this year to make sure it had its best year ever, and I ask unanimous consent to be made a part of the record.
Without objection.
Now let me close by saying this. You know, credit's a lot of times given to captains and to presidents and to people with titles. And Senator Tester and I have the titles when it comes to the VA committee. But the reason the VA committee was successful in accomplishing every single goal set forth at the beginning of the year was because of every rank and file member, Republican or Democrat. We took our labels off, we put our armor on, we plowed ahead. We didn't say no to problems that looked like they were too hard. We said yes to solutions that looked like they made sense. And the veterans of the United States of America have better health care, better educational benefits, and a modern VA to deal with in the years ahead. And I'm proud to have been a part of it. And I want to commend Senator Tester on his effort and his contribution. And I want to yield to Senator Tester to make his remarks at this time.
Senator from Montana.
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to thank Chairman Isakson for his great work on the VA committee. We've gotten a lot of work done in the first part of this Congress, and we've gotten a lot of work done because we've communicated. We haven't put up artificial barriers. We've sat down and we've all realized that taking care of our veterans is the cost of war, and we need to do it and live up to the promises that this country's made to those folks when they sign up. And we've done some pretty darn good work. And it's not only Johnny, it's not only myself, it's also the people who have served on that committee, many of which are in the chamber right now. And I want to thank them for their commitment to making sure we live up to the promises we made our veterans. But it's about working together. It's about talking to folks. It's about compromise. And it's about not digging in, but moving together. This is a great country, and it was built by people working together. The VA committee is a prime example of people working together. We've set aside our differences. We've listened to the veteran service organizations. We've let them drive the bus to an extent. And we've worked with Secretary Shulkin and the other leaders within the VA. We've been transparent. We've been honest when we've disagreed. We haven't embarrassed one another. And quite frankly, this is the way it can work in this body. When we start from a point of agreement rather than disagreement. And what has happened? We've got 2 bills already signed into law. The accountability bill, which holds VA employees accountable to the veterans, fires bad employees, protects whistleblowers. The Veterans Choice Improvement Act, which makes VA the prime payer and reduces out-of-pocket expenses for veterans. And then bills that were passed last night to take care of the disability appeal, some 470,000. We're going to expedite that process and bring it down from 3 years to 1 year. The VA is going to do that. We're going to give them the tools to do that. It will simplify it, cut the red tape. The VA choice funding fix, so it will allow the private sector to fill in the gaps where the VA can't provide health care. It will help recruit and retain more doctors and nurses, critically important. And it expands the capacity in the VA, which quite frankly is critically important. And then the Forever GI Bill, which eliminates the 15-year limit, breaks down educational barriers, and helps veterans transition into civilian life. We've done some good work. We've done some good work for this body. We've done some good work, more importantly, for the veterans. And we need to continue on that line as we continue to address health care and we continue to address important issues like tax reform. It's about working together. It's about finding common ground. It's about taking everybody's opinion into context, and then drafting up bills. Chairman Isakson and I have done that. We're going to continue to do that. We've got some more tough issues to deal with over the next year and a half, but we're going to work together to make sure that we do it and we do it right. With help from the committee and help from the Senate, we can have more successes. I want to thank the chairman. I want to thank the chairman of the committee, and thank you, Mr. President. I yield the floor.